Welcome back to part 2 on collecting data, communicating that data using iOS shortcuts. If you missed part 1, I strongly suggest clicking this video above here. In part 2, we're going to dive a little bit deeper, showing you how to send an email out, specifically if it's a certain amount of rain, and also how to log that data using the iOS Numbers app, which is also a free app on your iPhone that you probably didn't even know you had. Make sure to stay till the end because we have 3 different ways how to trigger these shortcuts, including using one of these. So let's open up the shortcut we've been building. First thing you want to do in the action is search for send email. Honestly, it's getting a little too hot out here, so let's go back to the office and show you more detail. All right. You can hit this to send any kind of message you want. You can use a select variable tool to help you grab some information. So let's select variable. And let's grab that date number, hit a space on that and say we got select variable again, and let's say the amount of rain, calculation results, hit space again, inches of rain. And this is where you can send a message to your actual pro shop letting them know we did get this rain in. Hey, there's potential for cart restrictions, and we just use CPO for cart path only. And your recipients, again, it can be anyone you want. For this example, I'm just going to send it to myself. Hit done. And your subject, rain last night, or again, whatever you want. Hit this down arrow here. You'll see it'll show compose sheet every time. I usually tap that off to help the automation go faster. And here from, just make sure it's from your address that you want it coming from. You can CC, BCC, anyone you want. You can even save the draft. Now, if we triggered this again, it will send me an email. So that north reading will say 1.5, and the south gauge will just say 0.5. It'll ask, do you want to continue? Same thing, it shows that average come up, correct. So let's hit OK. Now, the first time you send an email out, it'll ask you if you want this number. Just say always allow and it won't ask you again. So right away we can take a look at our email, and there's our message that we got with the date, the time. We got 1 inch of rain, potential CPO, as in cart path only. So you see how we use this message to send a message to the pro shop, letting them know what we got. Let's say you don't want to send them a message every single time, only if you got a certain amount of rain. So let's change that and say that if we got over 1/4 inch of rain, then it'll send the email out. So the pro shop's not getting a message constantly if we get 1/10 of a rain or less than that. So let's show you how that's done. We need to search for if right here. And now it's gonna ask for an input. So select that input. And right here it gives you different options of what you've already built. We want that calculated result. And then click conditions. Is greater than or equal to. And here's where you can type in your amount of rain. So let's just say 1/4 inch. So type in 1/4 there, hit done. Let's grab this and put it underneath the if. Now look to the left here where it's aligned, right? It's might be kind of hard to see. But if we click it and grab it and push it below where that if is, you'll see where it just wants to indent a little bit. So this shows the condition right now. If you get 1/4 inch of rain, it's going to send this message. Pretty neat, right? So you can see the different possibilities of what you can do of using this if function in iOS shortcuts. Now let's look at collecting all this data and putting it into an actual spreadsheet. We're going to use another app that's on your phone that is free, made by Apple, called Numbers. So let's click on that and let's add a new spreadsheet. We'll hit a blank one here. You'll be using this gray function to add in a little bit of information. So let's click in here. And for this column, we're going to get the date. This next cell here, we're going to put that north reading. So let's type in north. Next one, hit south. And the last one here, we'll say average. So those are those 3 numbers that we were trying to collect. Let's clean this up a bit. Next thing we need to do is change some of the wording here. So under this table 1, let's click this and let's rename this and say Rainfall. All right. On the sheet 1 tab, we can change this, or you can leave it if you want. Let's just say month rain. And this will kind of help you keep it organized a bit each month. But you get the idea. Last thing we will do is name this actual sheet. So click on those three, hit the rename option there, and we'll say rainfall test. Done. All right, there you go. You hit the back button. You see that's our rainfall test right there. Let's go back to the Shortcuts app and show you how to collect this data. So we're back on our test rain shortcut. And let's scroll all the way down towards the end. And let's pull up the app called Numbers right here. And you see you have a couple different options to use. What we use is add row to top or bottom of table. This is the function we want to do. Now this if result came in, we just need to clear this variable. So it's blank again. All right, there we go. Now we're cleaned up. So what we want to do is add a value to this table, the sheet name, and the numbers. The best way to start this is to go backwards. So first thing you want to do is collect this last shaded out area, and it's going to pull up your app of your numbers and wants to know which one you want to go to. So this is the rainfall test that we built, so let's use that one. Now we're going to grab that actual sheet name, so let's type in exactly how it was spelled, and I believe it is case sensitive, so be careful with that. Now let's click on the table number here and then type in rainfall, because that was that table that we use. All right, now let's add some of the values that we use. Those the date, the north reading, the south reading, and also that average. So click on the value, and we're going to use a select variable quite a bit right here. Hit select variable, and let's grab that first date. Then hit that plus sign, don't hit anything else. Select variable again. Go back up and let's get this north reading here. North number. Hit the plus sign again. Select variable. Go up and get that south number, which is right here. Hit the plus sign again. Select variable. And get that calculation result. So the one last step you need to do is, this is a lot of information that's your phone is handling, and sometimes it gets bogged down. So we've learned that if you kind of delay this function for a couple seconds, it works. Let's add one more action called await. Let's grab it and move it just above that numbers action. And let's just add 2 seconds to it. That 2-second delay kind of helps send those messages out and lets your phone just think a little bit before running all that information to your numbers app. All right, I think we are set. So let's hit done here. Let's run the test again, see how it looks. North, let's say 0.5. South, we'll say 0.75. Done. That's our average. Everything looks good. Let's hit continue. And there you go. Now, one thing you notice is it showed up towards the bottom of our sheet. We want to get it back to the top. So let's go back to our Shortcuts app. We said to the bottom. We want to add it to the top. You can do it at the bottom if you want. We typically like to do it on the top. So let's run the test again. It's our average. Hit continue. It'll take a second. And there you go. That information just got put up to the top. So there's a couple ways to trigger this application. Let's clean something up real quick. See over here how I have the actual rainfall and I changed the color. Let's take our same one and just doll it up a bit. So you'll see where we changed the actual name itself. You can click on that arrow down and you have these options here. We can change the icon and the color. You can type in rain, see if there's something in there. There's the cloud that we have. You can change the color to whatever you want. For this test, just use a red, hit done, and then done again. And you'll see that's what it looks like now. So there's 3 different ways you can trigger it. You've seen this way how we triggered it by just simply clicking it once and it comes up and pops up your information. But that's within your actual Shortcuts app. You can move this to your actual home screen Click the 3 dots here, hit this arrow, and you'll see add to home screen. Click add. Now when we get out of this, now you see it's on your actual home screen. This is the test one that we built. So now instead of having to go in the actual Shortcuts app, you can simply just click this right away. And there you go. Start inputting your information just how you had it. The third way to actually trigger this application is using an NFC sticker, NFC tag. This is the way I recommend it. This makes it even faster. So let's show you how that's done. All right, so I've got my NFC tag or NFC sticker. NFC stands for near field communication. And instead of going back into here, on the bottom, you're gonna see automations, okay? Click on automations and then hit this plus sign. You're gonna see create personal automation. And down at the bottom, you're gonna see NFC. So click on NFC and then it's gonna scan the tag. When this prompts up, move your phone towards NFC tag and it will scan it. Type in what do you want, log rainfall, hit OK, and then hit next. Now this looks very familiar, right? What's cool is you can grab a shortcut and trigger it with the NFC tag. So search for shortcuts, and then you're going to look for run shortcut. Now when run shortcut pops up, click on that gray area and this will have the list of all the shortcuts that you made. So let's scroll down and try to find the one that we made, which is right here, the test rain. Click on that. Shut that off and then hit don't ask. There's no need to have that keep running. Then hit done. Now let's see what happens when I just tap that NFC tag without hitting any kind of buttons. Boom, it prompts up right away. No matter what I'm at, as long as your phone is unlocked, all you gotta do is tap that NFC sticker tag and it comes up right away. We didn't click a single thing. If you have a shortcuts idea, let me know and we can make that video too. Just leave a comment below, let us know. As always, we appreciate hitting that like button. It shows support. Thank you all so much for watching. Y'all take care now. Bye.